Well, I think it's really good because.
Oh, I said sorry because I'm pretending to be a Canadian.
Oh, sorry. You have to say it like sorry.
Sorry. Hey, stop saying you're sorry. Sorry.
I'll stop saying that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Hey,
It's
John.
sorry. Hey, Nick.
Nothing messes up a Friday like realizing it's Tuesday.
Are you just coming up with these brilliant thoughts on your own?
I am.
Okay,
I am a
give me another
genius.
brilliant thought.
I should put these on coffee cups or T-shirts.
T-shirts are brilliant.
This one, your mom needs to close her ears for this one.
Oh boy!
I wonder if life smokes after it fucks me.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a
wow.
Good one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start, or we're gonna have to start stopping. Start stopping. We're gonna have to stop swearing so much if we keep our YouTube channel and start getting advertisements, because you lose your monetization if you swear too much.
They don't like that.
They don't like that. But now you can find the podcast on YouTube. I didn't know if you knew that.
With our faces. You have to look at it. Well, you don't have to look at us.
You don't
could
have,
know that they're on the screen.
I don't know
in
if you
front
really
of you
want to look at us.
Close your eyes. Does anybody,
Exactly.
do you think, enjoy YouTube videos with their eyes closed?
I'm sure there's somebody.
That would
the
be
AMSR people.
Our viewers.
Our viewers.
The AMSR people, yes.
Things I never learned in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things I never learned in school.
Yes.
How to do taxes, what taxes are, how to vote, how to buy a car, how to buy a house, anything to do with banking. But thank God I know the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem. I can't say that.
You're very good at it, actually. What's the other?
Thank you.
Yeah, is it aluminum you struggle with?
Aluminum? No, I can say aluminum.
What is?
No, I don't. There are a few words. I can't think of them right now. My mom used to have a tough time saying arterial.
Oh,
and she was an ultrasound
which is tough
tech,
because she was a doctor.
Yeah. I know I swear a lot. So number one, I'm very sorry. Number two, I'll try to be good. Number three, 1 and 2 are lies. Number 4, you can fuck off.
Jeez. Yeah. You're just taking these for
absolutely
for just their shock value.
So this one fits me perfectly. I need to buy this t-shirt. Sometimes I shock with I'm sorry, let me start again. Exactly. Sometimes I shock myself with the smart stuff I say and do. Other times I try to get out of my car with my seatbelt on.
That's pretty good and accurate for me. I've done that on the plane before. You ever done that?
Oh yeah.
Try to get out of the plane seat and you're still buckled in, and you're trying to rush because people are waiting to leave the plane.
Well, you know what's worse is when you have to go to the bathroom, which is exactly why John and I started saying what we were saying, because we said maybe we should go to the bathroom before we start the podcast, and then we both agreed that it would be better if we didn't, because then the podcast would be shorter. Guess who got a lot done today? Not me, but congratulations to someone who did.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, these are just amazing. You can do this off the top of your head.
I know. But see, notice I'm looking off to the right. But that's the way you think. Up is it left and up and down and right? I don't remember.
Because that's the way you think. Here's my new T-shirt.
What?
My friend's name is Nick. I stood up for him the other day. Somebody told me he ate shit sandwiches. I said, he doesn't even like bread.
I'm pretty confident my last words will be, well, shit, that didn't work.
I'm just going to call my mom and say, don't listen to this week's podcast.
This would be a bad one to listen to.
Sorry, Mom.
This is the swearing episode.
No, don't call it that, because then you'll feel compelled to continue these shenanigans.
Well, yeah. Here's another shirt. Nerd, I prefer the term more intelligent than you.
Wow.
This all started because, and we'll move on from this.
Thank goodness.
Oh, well, first, before I get into that, this one's good too.
This is going to come up later.
Yeah. Yes. Doing your job is part of your job. So anyway, the reason we started this is today's actually Saturday. I don't know why I did the Friday joke on a Saturday, but Peyton has had a rough morning. and she's in her preteen wonderfulness. Let's
For
just put
those
it
of you
that
that
way.
don't know Peyton, she is Nick's daughter.
Yeah, my 10-year-old daughter.
Yes.
So I was sharing a shirt that I thought fit very well, something that I should wear about my daughter. And it's 5 things you should know about my smartass daughter. Number 1, she is my princess. Number 2, she's classy, sassy, and a bit smart-assy. Number 3, she can't control her mouth. Number 4, she has anger issues. Number 5, mess with her and they'll never find your body.
That's a lot for a t-shirt. It might have to say continued on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Well, why not?
But yeah, if you have a daughter, you get that, or a granddaughter, as in my case.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. After Monday and Tuesday, even the calendar says WTF.
Okay, I like that.
That one's a good one. That's why I know that was not supposed to be the last one, but it is now. But speaking of princesses, or princes,
or royalty,
yeah. Royal assness, no, whatever.
I can't even tell you. I have no idea.
Yeah, today is Prince Philip's funeral. It's actually happening as we're recording.
Yes.
It's not going to be happening when you're listening to this podcast. It'll be several days old at that point.
Oh, but if it is, wow, that's a long funeral.
It is a long funeral. Well, it's lying in state and all that crap, but he's already done that for a week.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Do you think so? My question, it's complete. I know it's off topic from what I think you were planning on talking about.
Doesn't matter. No.
So I know when I buried my mom, one of her wishes was not to be embalmed. So it was a very quick funeral after her death, unless there's freezers. But I know with a lot of these, the presidents and royalty, they do lie in state for a while. Mm-hmm. Are they embalmed?
Yes. No, I'm not. No, I can't say that for a fact. It seems to me yes, but I don't know if that's true.
It would make sense if they were, especially if they have to lie in state. But I think that's interesting. And what about those who wish not to be embalmed? Do they not lie in state? How do they go about that? Or is it a requirement when you sign up to be a bigwig that I don't care what your wishes are? This is how you're being embalmed. This is how you're getting buried, and this is where you're getting buried.
My guess is that is part of the deal, that this is what's going to happen. So I don't think they have a choice about it. And I'm not sure. It's interesting that you say the embalming. I don't. Does that happen before if somebody is cremated? Are they embalmed first?
It depends on how long it's going to be between the funeral and.
Well, I don't know. So I mean, if it's instantaneous or the next day, is there any embalming? I don't know what and interestingly,
if it's the next day, they don't embalm.
My stepfather was a funeral director for many years.
We should find out.
Well,
I'm
passed
sorry.
away since, so it's going to be tough. Yeah,
right.
He did lie in state. Just kidding. But I think it's tradition as much as anything. It certainly was with him that cremation is not really the way to go, and so I'm going to look biblically, and there's really nothing that says you need to do or don't be cremated or anything, which is important to me at least. And so, but I think I want to be cremated. I just don't like. My cousin just passed away not long ago. That's the most recent funeral I've been to, and it doesn't look like. I mean, he's dead.
Yeah,
as much, and I remember my dad's funeral. I was 15 years old, and it didn't look like him to me. So I don't. Right. What's the point? Really. I remember me as I was. Don't say, "Wow, doesn't he look good?" That's a George Carlin thing. Yeah, that's what you always do at funerals. Doesn't he look good? And then you mentally subtract your age from his.
Yeah.
To see how much longer you have at a bare minimum. But his other point is, George Carlin, about funerals is you always talk nicely about people who are dead. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of, well, boy, Bob, poor Bob's gone. Yeah. And Sam, man, I want to miss that guy. He's been gone a while now. And Elliot, God, really love that. He's gone too. But Bob, that son of a bitch, he's still alive. So he didn't say
So
son of a bitch. He said something worse.
yeah, of course.
No.
Not that we haven't. We never say anything worse on this podcast.
Not
Ever.
very often, no.
Not very often at
No.
all.
Mom doesn't believe you.
She should never believe me.
She knows that.
We have, I don't like to piss people off. That's why we don't have certain topics on this podcast.
Sure.
But I will say there are certain things in my life, if you can believe it, where I have pissed people off.
Oh.
And one of them has to do with funeral plans for me.
Oh.
Not that it's in writing or anything, technically, but
should be.
It should be. That's absolutely, I do believe in that. I just haven't done it. That said, I have made the choice to donate my body to the Body Farm here in Tennessee. It's one of the biggest well-known body farms, and if you don't know what the Body Farm is, it is part of the forensic science courses at University of Tennessee.
Cool.
They have them in a few other universities as well. So people that want to be forensic scientists for police departments or the FBI or something like that, this is where they're going to go and train. So you donate your body, they put it in different places and different things. Like they can put you in a garbage can, they can put you in a car, they can put you underground, they can put you, a shallow grave, or they can hang you from a tree. They're trying to figure out different ways that people are found if they're lost or if they get murdered or something like that. They can study bodies in a controlled environment so they can understand that science better to help solve crimes in the future.
Yep.
They've made several books about it, and they've actually, I think, even made a movie about it. I know there's a documentary out there called The Body Farm.
Interesting. So you're essentially donating your body to science.
Exactly. Yep.
I plan to donate mine to science fiction.
You're already there, John. You don't have to donate anymore.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
That's all right.
That's interesting. So, and you're getting some pushback on that? Is that?
Well, that means it's right after you pass away, your body goes. Sure. There's no funeral. There's no lying in state. There's nothing like that. There's no funeral afterwards. Your bones are collected and they're put in a box and they're basically put in the lab, and they're studied as well. So you keep going on and on and on. You never have a burial. You don't have a burial plot. There's nothing like that. I don't want a funeral. I don't care about those things. The pushback I got, and Jen, and she's not wrong. I completely admit that she is absolutely not wrong. The funeral, to your point, isn't about that person.
No.
It's about the family being able to say goodbye.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for closure, so here's look, I'm not going to go all religious in this, but I want to, there are people who, once someone is buried, you go visit them at their cemetery plot.
Right.
Depending upon what you believe, and honestly, sometimes irrespective of what you believe, they're not there.
Right.
There's nobody there.
Right.
And as a Christian, I know better. My belief is not that, well, you stay in the ground and boy, it's going to get buggy under there. And so anyway, how's your day been? It just doesn't connect, but it's a way some people deal with it, I guess. It's not really a closure thing, but I get the memorial service part of it. You could, if you're going to donate your body to the farm, then the Body Farm. I love that. It's a little creepy, but okay.
Yeah. I'm a little morbid when it comes to that sort of thing.
What I'd start with would be the Sharky's Machine was a Burt Reynolds movie. Old one, Sharky's Machine. You should check it. It was actually pretty good.
I think I've seen it.
In one
I know of it.
Spot, there's him. I'm holding my hand up because he's on a boat with his hand laying flat, and some guy has a knife. And I'm thinking he's going to do, between his fingers with a knife. He wasn't. He was cutting off his fingers one by one, torturing him for some reason. I would say that if you're going to go to the farm, have them cut off one finger, cremate it, and then use that in an urn at the memorial service. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, no, that ain't going to happen.
You just wouldn't be able to play pool if there's like a pool reconstruction
Right.
playing billiards,
Yeah.
without that
So,
finger.
but to that point, so I am not steadfast in a lot of things. You can convince me otherwise in a lot of things, and in some cases, I'll give in.
Open-minded, I would
I'm
say.
open minded,
You are.
but this is my last wish, and other people are gonna have to figure out ways to deal with it
I would
because this
agree.
is what I want.
I would agree.
And
Yes.
so that's why I say I piss people off because most people know I'm very amiable.
Mhm.
I'm not with this. This is what's going to happen.
Then that's fine. And
Yep.
that's what and look, it's family is family, and they're going to have opinions and
Hmm.
have strong feelings, especially when something like that comes along. But I think if you have planned everything in advance and really closed the loop on stuff, so
Yep.
so your family does not have to deal with anything,
Yep.
then I think it probably makes it easier. My stepdad, as I was telling you, as a funeral director, he had written his obituary. He had made all the arrangements, paid everything in advance. I mean,
Hmm.
he knew what sort of casket he wanted, obviously, I guess, because he's in the business, so to speak. But he had all that stuff arranged. So there was nothing for my mom to do when he passed away.
Right.
So
Yeah. And I had to pay for my mom's funeral, and I know how expensive that is. And I am a cheap ass.
what?
So I don't want to pay for it, and I don't want anyone else to pay for it. So ship me off somewhere where it's free. Because it's absolutely free. In a certain radius from the body farm, it's free, and Nashville
Mhm.
falls in that. So if I stay in Nashville the rest of my life, it'll be easy. If I don't stay in Nashville, it's like $450 to ship your body,
Okay.
and they'll ship it over there.
All right.
So instead of 10 grand, it's $450. I'll let someone eat 450 bucks.
But what's gonna be left for the big party? Because there's gonna be a party of people who
I doubt
want
it.
to
It's
want no,
one.
wanna woo!
That's why I don't talk to my family anymore.
But I mean, okay, well, your
That's the only
friends.
reason. I just don't want them at your funeral, at my funeral. I don't want them at your funeral either.
If they show up, I
Uh,
I'm gonna know you told them to.
that's right. That's right.
Hey, surprise 'em. My
So
dying wish is
you're talking about what I'm gonna do for all the PoddiMouths fans.
yes, both of I mean,
I
all of
see.
them.
Yeah, all two of them. There's three now. I'm sorry.
We have
I'm
3
sorry,
fans.
third fan.
Yes. We love all our fans. We are blessed to have whatever we have now, and I
Absolutely,
think it varies from week to week, but,
it does vary week to week.
I'm not a fan. Next week I will be, though.
Well, I blame COVID. I mean, you can blame COVID for everything.
Uh, yeah, I do too, drinking game.
Yep.
It's because of the COVID.
Yeah, I gotta. Probably I'll have to blur out the name on my water bottle because I picked it up and I started drinking and I'm like, oh, there goes our company name.
Oh, yes, maybe so. Well, I don't think that's a terrible thing.
No, I don't think anyone would really mind. I just like to be careful about it,
I
right,
agree.
peeps?
I agree. That's the way we wanna do it. Anyway,
It's-
well, I think that's thoughtful that you're thinking through it and you don't, want
I
to
don't think through much, so I might as well think through that.
Um, yeah, Lisa had a great comment when her stepdad was passing away or when he did pass away, and he was worried about little things. He had a toy gun collection, like 3,000 pieces. And I
Oh
mean, it
wow,
was worth some big money. And he will make sure you get enough for it. And if you can't get X number of dollars for it, and Lisa said he instantly stopped caring the moment he died. And it's true.
that's
Instantly
yeah,
stopped caring. So all of that stuff is just small potatoes, if you ask me. So
yeah.
I think it's
No, I
smart
agree
that
with
you
you.
put it in that perspective.
So I was going morbid the other day. I was late for a meeting. I was 4 minutes late, and I hate being late for anything. I absolutely hate being late for anything.
Mhm.
And that stems all the way back to my mother. The only thing, this is an ongoing joke in my family. My wife is probably sick of me saying it out loud, but the only thing my mom was ever on time for was a dinner reservation.
Okay.
Everything else she was late for, including her death.
Oh, okay.
And this, I don't know why this thought popped into my brain when I was running late, but literally, because they say you'll be late for your own funeral type of
Yes,
thing.
right.
Well, my mom actually was. So was she was
I don't
dying. She
know
was
how she pulled this off, but that was
oh,
okay.
it's interesting, and you could look at it many different ways, but I just thought it was funny. So she's laying in bed, and we are waiting for her to pass. It's one of those things, it's gonna happen, it's just time will tell, you're waiting
Mhm.
for all of the signs, the modeling, all of that,
Sure, sure.
and it starts happening. So we're all surrounding her bed, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, and we're like, "Here it comes, it's time." Everything
Mhm.
reverses itself. The modeling goes away, she comes pretty much back,
Wow.
and 2 days and it was 2 more days before she actually passed.
Wow.
So she was late for her own
Late for
death.
her own funeral.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay,
I
that's,
mean, it was like you were looking, it's seconds away, and she comes right back. Like, "Really?"
wow.
All of us were laughing so
Really?
hard. Yeah. People in the hospital were probably going, "What the hell is happening in that room?" Because we are all just dying laughing.
Was she somewhat lucid?
No, no, no,
No.
she was out of it the whole time.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But still, oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing. It's just, when Lisa's mom passed, it was that way, I was traveling, what a shock, but they were, surrounding her, and it's just that downward spiral, and as it gets
Mhm.
closer, I mean, it's just tough. It's a difficult time, and I often wonder about that. I'm not sure how we got on this topic, but I guess it's
'Cause we were
not
talking
bad,
about Prince Philip.
and he's dead. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of Prince Philip being dead, yeah,
Prince
we
Philip's
get into
dead.
other things.
Yeah.
I wonder which is better, the having time to prepare, the normal, seems to be cancer outcome
Mhm.
for a lot of people, where you know somewhat in advance, at least potentially, that you're going to have some time, and can you wind it down, and how does it feel to the family as you get, some people lesser and lesser across the way, or boom, be done just like that.
Yeah. I've
I,
thought
I
of
don't
that.
know.
I've thought of it. I think personally, I would prefer knowing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think there'd be to your point earlier about, the loss and how people cope with it, I think it would be much more difficult to cope with something that was instant.
yeah. I would
But
too.
quite honestly, I've never had that well, no, that's not true. I have had a couple of those experiences, and the people that died instantly
Mhm.
or it was unexpected are the ones I'm gonna sound very heartless when I say this in a sense. They're the ones I miss the most.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I wasn't able to, because we didn't know it was gonna happen,
I
and I
see what
wasn't
you
able
mean.
to. Now,
Yeah.
I will also say they were much younger than the other deaths I had, so
Oh.
that could be part of it too.
Well, and so that
So
brings up an interesting thing. My mom's 3rd husband, and we call my mom the Black Widow, uh, which is yeah, so my dad died many years ago, and then the funeral director, and then Jim the farmer. Jim was 95 when he passed away,
wow.
but it was a boom, just like that, and he was in the chair, and they say when there's some sort of a stroke or whatever, your sense of smell is affected somehow, and he
Mhm.
thought he smelled flowers or something, and "Did you get some flowers?" And boom, he was done,
Hmm.
and hospital overnight, and then passed away the next day, so,
Wow. Mental
but
note, don't ask someone
exactly.
if you smell something.
Yeah, I know. If you start smelling flowers, you could be dying,
Yeah,
or you work in a florist shop. I'm not sure.
right.
It could be one of those 2. But nope, still here. Get me some pansies. Anyway.
But if you're in a flower shop and you start smelling potty mouth or potty farts, potty dusting.
No, you might be on an airplane then. How did
Oh,
I
you're right.
get here?
Yeah, that's never happened to you, come
Potty
on.
dusting. Oh my gosh. Yes, anyway, so that's yeah, there's that look, I guess good or bad, we don't get the choice. So either one way or another, it's gonna be.
Right.
So yeah, be prepared for one of them. I don't know anyone who's gotten out alive
Well,
so far.
so here's the thing, let's reverse that. What would be a better way to go versus what would be better for your family? So I say that because
Oh,
my
okay.
stepfather, who he had Alzheimer's and pancreatic cancer at the same time.
Oh gosh.
One of
Okay.
them was gonna take him, but it was not gonna be necessarily a terribly quick process.
Yeah,
And it was actually the Alzheimer's by the way that took him, not
really.
the pancreatic cancer. That's a
Hmm.
whole other story. He always said, I remember this, he said, instead of wasting away like he did, he would have much rather died going nose down in his airplane because it was instant. There was no
Sure.
suffering, nothing like that.
Sure.
I don't know very many people that would say they'd much rather have a slow, painful death.
Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. So if you could choose, this may get us in trouble with our
Yeah,
wives.
right?
If you could choose, aside anything that would get us in trouble with our wives, what would you choose as, would it be the nose down in a plane because you don't have your license yet?
Right.
Or
And that's pretty accurate with even when I have my license, that's probably what's going to happen. No, I'm kidding.
or a court of law where you're litigating a case and the defendant comes in and shoots you? Or would that be because you don't have a law license and you're trying to litigate a case anyway?
That's accurate as well. Man, you're really good at this. But
I'm
both
just
are
coming up
quick.
with ideas for you.
Both are quick.
Yes.
That is honestly a really good question. I would vote for number 3, never to die.
Well, so far that seems to be working out for you.
My fingers are crossed.
You have yet to die.
I'm still looking for that magic pill that'll keep me alive forever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Everybody else is going to be gone. You're going to have to make new friends. You don't make new friends well.
That's not true. I do make new friends well.
I wanted to see how you'd react to that.
That's mean. That's just plain mean.
Now you sound like Andy Rooney.
Not Andy Rooney.
Where did that go? Yeah.
That does sound a little Andy Rooney.
It sounded like Andy Rooney.
See, I can do impressions.
Yeah, but they're accidental. You thought you were talking like Prince Philip.
Yeah. I don't even know how he talks. I mean, that's anyway.
I'm got to be some sort of a brogue. I have no idea. Every time I try to do a British accent, I end up sounding like Dudley Moore in Arthur.
Yeah, but your voice is a little too.
I thought I was doing great with you. You're a hooker. I just thought I was doing great with you.
Is Dudley Moore still alive?
No.
Do we know? No.
He's dead.
When did he die?
Oh
wow! Speaking of, I'm so sorry. I just no. I have so I'm on my computer and Apple alerts or Apple News pops across my screen whenever there's a news. The actor who played Cousin It just passed away from the Addams Family.
What was the actor's name?
I'm looking it up right now. They said he died at 84, so it must have been the original. Felix Silla, who also looks like he was in. Wow, he only weighed 70 pounds. He was under 4 feet.
Well, he couldn't have fit in that box if he weighed much more.
Right. He was in the hand gliding Ewok in Star Wars.
Okay.
I'm looking to see. He looks very familiar, but I think all of them had passed. He looks like one of the. Munchkins from Wizard of Oz.
Got it.
But I think
Dudley Moore died in 2002.
Okay.
Only 66 years old.
That's sad.
A professional pianist, a concert pianist. Yeah.
You learned something
born with club feet. And I'm looking at you the whole time I'm saying this, not because you're born with club feet, because I didn't have to look it up. I knew that about him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know so much about Dudley Moore.
I do. Well, he's like he was 5'2" or something, and he was the leading man to Bo Derek, who was sort of a hottie back in the day.
So not Bo Derek and not Dudley Moore, but Blue Lagoon.
Oh, yes.
Which had, I don't remember the
Brooke Shields.
Yeah, but I don't remember the male actor's name.
Chris Atkin. Is it Chris Atkin? No.
I'm not sure. Anyway, he was about a foot shorter than Brooke Shields.
Probably so.
So when they were filming the scenes where they're walking on the beach and they look about the same height, they actually had to dig a trench for her to walk in.
Okay.
So she's walking in a trench and he's walking on the regular sand.
Christopher Atkins. I win.
Okay. It was a good job.
Wow.
You're such a genius.
No,
I say that with no sarcastic
It just seems
intonation
like
whatsoever.
with all of those really smart things, I should be able to replace that with something smart.
Yeah, you should be.
Uh,
But will you?
no, doubt it.
Oh,
So, okay, that's interesting that, Brooks, I knew she was tall. She was
yeah,
6 feet tall when she was 15 or something
right.
like that, I
Which
think,
is I think that was how old she was when she shot that movie.
or even younger. She was
Maybe.
underage for sure.
Mhm.
Was it was that a Roman Polanski movie? Who
I wanna say it is, but I'm not
directed by
sure.
Randall Kleiser.
I don't know who that
Okay.
is. That's not a name that and was it just Blue Lagoon? Because I know the next one was Return to Blue Lagoon.
It was? Oh my gosh. That's almost worse than Ghostbusters 2. Oh,
Ghostbusters 2 is good. Man, why are you
boo,
dissing on me today?
boo. Or Arthur 2. Terrible.
I'm still looking
Absolutely
forward to the
terrible.
new Ghostbusters, though. I'm waiting with anticipation.
Asian. Yeah, you gotta take the pay out of there. 'Cause unless it's pay-per-view, which it shouldn't be. I I Ghostbusters is so difficult to replicate the original. It was just
Why
a
would you wanna
classic.
replicate the original?
Do you think they've done that when they use the name 3 times?
I don't know. I am confused by you.
You don't think they wanna replicate the original when they use the same
Well,
title
they wanna replicate
again
the
and
no,
again and
I
again?
think they wanna replicate the success, absolutely, but I
So
don't think
they're
they're trying to
stealing the
replicate
name.
the movie.
Oh, so they're not using any slime, or they're not pretending that there are ghosts and spirits and come on,
That's
they're
not replicating the
replicating it.
movie, it's
It is
advancing the
too!
story.
Oh, using the same premise of the original movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So anyway, that seems like replicating to me, but, I could just be pulling punches.
I think you
I
are.
I never understood that. Pulling punch, wouldn't you push punches if you were
If you're pulling a punch, no, because you're not putting your full weight behind it.
Oh,
So you're pulling back.
oh, I wasn't doing that. Okay. Yeah, so there are some of them they just wreck by doing Young Frankenstein would be silly to try and
Yeah, they can't
advance a story.
that
It
but
just
that's
doesn't
different. That's Young Frankenstein.
mm,
That's you
there
couldn't sequelize it.
I'm not sure you could with Ghostbusters either, even though they did.
I think you could.
I kind of felt the same
We're
way
gonna
about
have to
Anchorman.
I
Yet
don't you don't need to
they
talk to me about Anchorman.
well, because they came now
I
this is
just you know
awesome.
how
I
I feel
love
about
this.
Will Ferrell.
I you're sexually attracted to him, yes, but
I'm not even gonna grace that
oh,
with a,
okay. How about how about Talladega Nights? Did you like that?
I did like that one, but,
Okay.
I don't think Will Ferrell was as big a draw, and I mean, the draw, yes, for everyone else, but I really liked, and his name just slipped my head,
Yeah, I
his
know who you
sidekick.
mean. I know who you
Talk
mean.
about a very talent John C. Reilly,
Thank you.
and I didn't even look that up.
I know, you were looking right at me the whole time.
No, I wasn't, I was looking down and to the right. Actually, it's up and to the left, isn't it, for thinking? Which one's the lying and which one's the thinking? I don't remember.
Oh, no. You don't know the difference between thinking and lying,
No, I do, I just don't know how to fake it.
which means you're lying. Okay,
Exactly.
that was good.
He
Good
is
job.
such a talented actor, though, John C. Reilly.
I think so too.
He's a very talented character actor,
Yeah,
and
didn't he play opposite Patsy Cline?
I think
Opposite,
so. Not
the
he was playing in the movie about
in
Patsy
the
Cline.
movie. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
I don't
I've heard
remember,
that.
but even his performance in Chicago was
Mm,
incredible.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
a really good singer, really good performer. I just think
Hmm,
he's so very talented. I mean,
and
he's
flexible.
very honestly, there are very few people, and really the great ones we all know very, very well that can pull off both drama and comedy, either separately or in the same movie, and he's one
Yeah,
of those people.
that's true, and it is I think it's probably a dwindling number too over the years. It
I
just
agreed.
there's not a lot of people who can do both of them. It seems like you get it's I yeah, uh, I hate to go down this path because I think about the drama and comedy. Most comedians, it seems like, or people who purport to be comedians, have a hard time changing from one character.
Mhm.
Adam Sandler is one that
Yeah.
comes to mind, but he was in a movie where
Spanglish.
that was a drama,
Yeah.
Spanglish,
And
and
he
he
did a
was really,
phenomenal job.
really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the actress too. She was very pretty, but she was very. I mean, they were just a good match in the movie,
Mhm.
and so I took all of that back when I saw it, but I thought everything was Happy Gilmore, Waterboy,
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds,
Well, and
whatever.
which is what he's been going back to, and I don't understand that. I think it's kind of like Tom Hanks. He started out doing a lot of comedy and then ended up being a very serious actor and I think does a fantastic job. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Tom Hanks could go back and do a comedy.
Podius interruptus.
Hey folks, sorry we had another Podius interruptus. Thanks a lot.
Podius interruptus.
I might have to steal that one instead.
Okay,
But no,
I'll do
I
it
think
again. I can do it
Podius
again.
interrupt.
Podius interruptus.
We'll see.
That's
We'll see
going
what
to come in
people
handy.
think.
Well, at least you
It
have
could
it
be.
just in case you
At least
need
I have it. Exactly. It's recorded. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up just because we're afraid that we're gonna have some more technological issues here.
Plus, we have to pee anyway.
I don't know about you, but my back teeth are floating.
We want to make sure we send our greetings and best wishes to the royal family. Prince Philip,
Absolutely.
we started
'Cause
off the
they-
conversation about him.
You know the Queen listens.
We never. I'm just going to back away from that. It's almost too easy. But we will miss him, and we certainly wish the Queen and the family the best, the royal family.
The royal family. The royal pain in our ass. I mean, what? Yeah.
Like, that's what they call us, probably. Yeah.
Well, most likely. That's what most people call us.
I hate listening to this, but I can't pull myself away. That was my Queen
Very
impression.
well done.
Thank you.
Very well
Thank
done.
you. Yeah.
It doesn't sound anything like her, but it was very well done.
We interact a lot. She's called me more than once.
I know.
And she says,
I know.
sounds
She's
just like
one of
her.
very few people that give feedback about the podcast.
But we'd like to invite everyone else to give
Absolutely. It's the Queen and it's Bill. So anyway, Mike, I'm not forgetting about you either. And we still haven't talked about Mike.
Yeah.
My dinner with Mike.
We need to mic it up for next week. Let's do that.
Yeah, okay. We'll mic it up.
Okay.
It could be so many things right there.
I know.
Folks, if you have any feedback or just want to say, hey, head up to PoddiMouths.com. Check out our merch store. You can visit our social media outlets. I like calling them outlets. I know it's not an outlet, but
I'll just finish.
No. No.
Folks, if you have any feedback, why do we say folks? If you have any feedback, let us know. Go to PoddiMouths.com. You can pick up all our social media channels out there. We would love to hear from you. And we thank you very much, whether you're just listening, whether you're watching and listening, whether you're listening on YouTube and closing your eyes because you have to stare at us. We don't care. We are delighted.
Watching and listening.
You're here. And on behalf of Nick, I'm John.
We're watching. We're listening.